Hello, my name is Christian Galvan. I'm 29 years old and I'm a parishioner at St. Stephen Catholic Church in Valrico, Florida. I am also a first-year seminarian for the Diocese of St. Petersburg. Really this call, and I want to focus on that word call, it comes from the Latin vocare meaning call, and it's a loaded word because we're all called. We're all called to different vocations in life, but also vocation can be married life. It's a beautiful vocation where, I'll be honest, I have a desire to be married. And as soon as I saw that vocation and vocare means general calling, I began to see the priesthood and married life as the same. You may not necessarily have an earthly spouse as a priest, but you have the spouse of the church that Christ left us. You are become the bridegroom of the church. And it is with this seed that I kind of found my calling. I think all of our calls, our vocare, is founded not in people who tell us what to do or things that we can do for ourselves in our prayer or in our personal life. Surely all of our vocation is founded in that personal prayer, but really I think it's ministry. Public ministry and church ministry are the seeds of finding which call you think that God is calling you to. Ministry is about joyful self-sacrifice. Ministry is not something that is done for the betterment of you as a person. It's done for the betterment and for the community of God's people. So to discern any ministry, what you feel like you're called to do, really involves a lot of prayer, a lot of reflection. Everyone has gifts. God doesn't give us this call without giving us the proper ammunition. He gives us gifts. And for me, I realize my gifts are in love of teaching, in love of singing, and in social ministry and in outreach. I'm a people person. I'm not one to be shy. So for me, ministries that involve large groups of people or opportunities to evangelize or even just to communicate, just even on a social level, small ways that we can bring Christ into the world. And that's how I fell in love with ministry. I became a catechist. I also sang in the choir here. And all this time, I had also been living a life where I was longing to date, longing to get married, and eventually, in my late 20s, these seeds kind of came together. I found such great joy in ministering to the church and ministering to the youth, because let's face it, I'm just a big kid at heart. So hanging out with the youth and evangelizing and teaching them was a great, great joy for me. And that's what it's all about. Find something that gives you that kind of joy and satisfaction. Because even though it is about joyful self-sacrifice, the minister that can't take joy in his own work can't really prosper long term. So try different ministries out. If you're a young adult out there, I implore you, get involved. All it takes is someone's invitation. I became a catechist because somebody invited me. I stayed a catechist because I loved it. And then I became a seminarian because I found out that what I thought I would really love is God's call to that particular vocation. Once I saw the priesthood as very much a marriage, as the marriage that I had been searching for in my life, that's when it came together for me. But we all have one thing in common, that we are God's people, and He wants us to serve Him and be happy in the best possible way. Be assured of my prayers, be assured of my best intentions for you as you figure out what your vocare is, and I humbly ask that you pray for me, for all my brother seminarians, that we too may embrace our calling.